Friends, today we are going to discuss about another important topic from H1 NMR spectroscopy, that is how to calculate equivalent and non-equivalent protons from a molecule. This type of questions are asked in CSIR, NET as well as in the SET examination. So let's begin. In this lecture we are going to cover following points. We will see what are the equivalent and what are the non-equivalent protons according to chemical equivalence and magnetic equivalence. Also we are going to see how the equivalence is appear due to symmetry, and also we are going to cover the non-equivalence due to the restricted rotation due to double bonds. Also the fourth point is non-equivalence due to presence of chiral center, that is diastereotypic protons. And then lastly some problems from previous CSIR and NET examination. So as everyone might know that the protons which are in same chemical environment will show us a same chemical shift. That means the chemically equivalent proton give a same chemical shift. So in case of benzene, all the protons have same chemical environment. So how we can check the chemical environment? You can see for this hydrogen there are 2 orthoprotons, 2 metaprotons and 1 paraproton. Similarly, for each and every hydrogen there are 2 ortho, 2 meta and 1 paraproton. That means all the hydrogens from benzene ring are in same chemical environment, so they will provide only one signal in H1 NMR spectroscopy. Similarly, in this molecule, that is the cyclopentane, all the 5 CH2s are in same chemical environment, therefore the 10 hydrogens are in same chemical shift. Okay, so in case of TMS, all the methyl groups are in same chemical environment, so they are showing a single peak of 12 hydrogens. Understood? Now in case of acetone, we have 2 methyl groups, but they both methyl group are in same chemical environment, that is CH3 is attached to CO and CH3 is attached to CO. Again this CO is attached to CH3 and this CO is attached to CH3. So in this case the 2 methyl groups from acetone will show only one signal. Now in the next molecule we have plane passing through this CH2 groups. Okay, we have plane passing through this 2 CH2 group. That means this CH2 and this CH2 is in same chemical environment, therefore these 4 protons will show one signal, and OCH3 and OCH3 also show one signal. So CH2 have one signal and CH3 have one signal. So this molecule will show 2 signals in H1 NMR spectroscopy. Now we have paraxylene molecule. You can see the plane passing through this methyl group, also the plane passing through this hydrogens. So we have this CH3 and this CH3 in same chemical environment. So this 2 CH3 will show one signal and all the 4 hydrogens will show one signal. That means this molecule, that is paraxylene, will show 2 signals in NMR spectroscopy. So this is the basic, I think we all learned in TYBSc and MSc. So that's why I covered it very fast. We will see some advanced things in this lecture. So to continue with the basics, you can see this is the methyl acetate molecule, methyl acetate. Now this CH3 is attached with the CO and this CH3 is attached directly to the oxygen. That means these two are in different chemical environment. So this will show one signal and this CH3 will show another signal. That's why this molecule will show 2 signals in H1 NMR spectroscopy. Similarly, methoxymethyl chloride, CH3 is attached to oxygen and CH2 is attached to the chlorine and oxygen. That means CH3 will have one signal and CH2 will have another signal. That means this molecule also show 2 signals in H1 NMR spectroscopy. Now can you see this molecule? Why this is showing 3 signals? Because all these 3 CH3 are in same chemical environment and will show only one signal of 9 hydrogen. This CH2 is attached to the oxygen and this carbon. So this will show another signal, and this CH3 is attached with the oxygen. That's why it will show another signal. That means one signal for CH3, one signal for CH2, and the 9 hydrogens from these 3 methyl groups will show another signal. That means this molecule will show 3 signals in H1 NMR spectroscopy. Can you guess why this molecule is showing 3 signals? Because this CH3 is attached with the CO, this CH3 is attached with the oxygen, and CH2 in between the carbonyl and oxygen. All 3 groups are in different chemical environment. That's why CH3 will show one signal, CH2 will show a second signal, and this CH3 will show third signal. That's why this molecule will show 3 signals in H1NMR spectroscopy. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, this type of examples are asked in CSIR and NET examination. Can you guess how many signals this molecule will show? Simply you need to draw a plane passing through these two methyl groups, and you need to count. Now there is only one plane possible. So what you need to do? You need to count the methyl, or we need to calculate the hydrogens on the plane and one half of the molecule, because there are only 2 parts, 2 equal parts. So we need not to calculate another part, because this is similar with the one part. So how many protons are on the plane? 2 methyl groups. So one signal, second signal, third, fourth. Okay, this is the fourth signal. So how many protons are there? 1. I will show with the pointer. There will be 1 signal of this CH3, 2, 3 and 4 signals. So this molecule will show only 4 signals in H1NMR spectroscopy. Understood? Why? Because we have plane passing through this. We need to calculate the protons on the plane, 1, 2 and half part, because other half is similar with this part. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 signal in H1NMR spectroscopy. Now in case of naphthalene, how many signals are possible? Just draw a plane from here and plane from here. Understood? Now there are 4 equal parts. So you need to calculate only 1/4 of, or only this part. Okay, so how many protons are there on this part and the axis? On the axis, from this axis and from this axis, there are no hydrogens. So only 2 non-equivalent protons in the naphthalene. Understood? 1 and 2. You need not to consider other parts, because this is the similar as of this and this. Understood? So naphthalene will have only 2 non-equivalent protons in H1NMR spectroscopy. How about anthracene? Let's draw a plane for the anthracene. Plane will passing through this one and then this. Any another possibility? No. That means all the 4 quarters are similar with each other. So among these 4, we need to consider only one part, because all 3 parts are similar with the 1 quarter. So how many protons on the axis and how many protons inside this part? So on the axis there is 1 proton over here. On this axis up to here there is no proton. So 1, 2 and 3. For naphthalene we only have 3 non-equivalent protons. Understood? It's very easy to calculate, no confusion. If you have any confusion, you can calculate relaxedly. You will find that anthracene will have only 3 non-equivalent protons. Now in case of pyridine, how many planes are possible? Only 1 plane passing through this carbon and nitrogen. So we need to consider the half part, because other half is similar with the previous one. So how many protons on the axis? There is 1 proton over here, 2 and 3. So naphthalene will also have 3 non-equivalent protons. Understood? If we have symmetry, we can calculate like this. So it is very easy and fast, because in CSIR NET examination this is a race against the time. So we need to be very fast for the calculation of this kind of example. Although these questions are for 2 marks, but 2 marks are more important for qualification. So let's consider this molecule. Okay, in this molecule let's draw the planes. So I will draw the plane for this molecule. We have plane passing through this and this. Okay, so we need to consider only one part from the 4 parts. Okay, we need to consider only one part. So can you calculate how many protons on the axis? We need to consider this axis up to here and this axis up to here, because other parts are similar. So on the axis there is one proton over here, methyl group. Second, on this axis there is no proton. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this molecule will have only 4 non-equivalent proton. It's so easy and simple. No need not to confuse with the other part. So this is a 1, 2, 3 and 4. Though this molecule have 4 non-equivalent proton. If we have symmetry, just draw the planes and consider one part from the divided parts. Okay. Now let's consider another examples. If we have double bonds, this double bond have restricted rotation. Due to restricted rotation, the one part from the double bond is different than other part. So before we go for the different protons, let's consider the symmetric molecule. So there is a plane passing through this double bond. Okay, plane passing through this double bond. That means these two hydrogens are similar and will show only one signal. Okay, these are two hydrogens. These two hydrogen will show only one signal because this part and this part is same. Similarly, there is a plane passing through this double bond. That means this hydrogen and this hydrogen is same. So we need not to consider other parts. So there will be only one signal for this molecule. Similarly, there is a plane or axis of rotation like this. So we have only one signal for this molecule. So all the 3 molecules will show only one signal. Understood? Now let's see another important examples with the restricted rotation. You can see this example. We have 2 methyl groups. Okay, 2 methyl groups. One is on the side of bromine and another is on the side of hydrogen. So these 2 methyl will behave differently or show different chemical shift in H1NMR spectroscopy. So this will show one signal, this will show another signal, and we have hydrogen over here. Hydrogen will show another signal. That's why this molecule will show 3 signals in H1NMR spectroscopy. Understood? Now how about the next molecule? This will have no plane of symmetry. That means this hydrogen is on the side of hydrogen, this hydrogen is on the side of bromine. That means these 2 hydrogen will behave differently and will couple with each other. Also they will couple with this hydrogen. So this molecule will show us 3 signals. One due to this hydrogen, one due to this hydrogen, another one due to this hydrogen. So black, blue and red, 3 different hydrogens are there in this molecule. So this will show 3 different signal in H1NMR spectroscopy. Understood? Now similarly, this hydrogen is on the side of OR, this hydrogen is on the side of BR. So AR, I have similar examples. You can pause the video and you can see it carefully. These 2 will show only 2 signals because of these 2 hydrogens will couple with each other. Okay. Now let's go for the next slide. Or the very common question in set examination or most of the time in interviews, oral, examiner may ask you this question: why does the DMF, that is NN-dimethyl formamide, show 3 peaks in H1NMR? You have this structure of NN-dimethyl formamide. This is a very common solvent in organic chemistry. So everyone knows that there is lone pair on the nitrogen. This will delocalize over here and will shift like this. So we have delocalization of dimethyl formamide over here. We have nitrogen and carbon double bond, and in this case this methyl group is on the side of O minus and this methyl group is on the side of hydrogen. Now these 2 methyl have different chemical environment around them, so they will show different chemical shift. They are chemically non-equivalent methyl groups. So 1, 2 and 3. Okay, we have 3 different signals for dimethyl formamide. So dimethyl formamide will show 3 different signals in H1NMR spectroscopy. This is a common question in CSIR NET examination for 2 marks. Now let's go for the next important topic. Very important topic from this lecture. that is magnetic non-equivalence, or I will directly come to the point, that is we are going to discuss about the diastereotopic protons. If they are homotopic, they will show one signal. If they are anisotropic, they will show one signal. But if we have diastereotopic protons or diastereotopic groups, they will show different signal because they are in different chemical environment. So you can see here, if we have the most discussed or most interested topic is methylene group, that is CH2. If this CH2 is on the side of chiral center, these two hydrogen will behave differently and show different chemical shift. Similarly with geminal dimethyl group. So if we have geminal dimethyl group on the side of chiral center or stereo center, this 2-methyl group will behaves differently and show the different chemical shift. So they are called as diastereotopic group. Okay, they are forming diastereomers because of presence of this chiral center. Okay, so these hydrogens are diastereotopic hydrogens and these are diastereotopic methyl groups. Okay, now what type of questions are asked in this topic? We have chiral center over here, and this hydrogen will show different chemical shift. That's why phenylalanine will show 7 different signals in H1 NMR spectroscopy. Similarly with 2-butanol, how many signals are there? These two will show different signal. That means methyl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 signals. OH also we are considering. So 2-butanol will show 6 signal in H1 NMR spectroscopy. Similarly with this molecule, we have chiral center over here. So this CH2 will behave differently and these hydrogens are showing different chemical shift. So let's calculate the number of signals for this molecule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 signal for this type of molecule. Similarly, this will show 8 signal in H1 NMR spectroscopy. Understood? Now let's consider very important examples for the NET CSR and SET examination. Most of the time they ask the question on the norbornene, camphor or alpha-pinene system. So we are going to consider this 3 system. First is norbornene, second is camphor and third one is alpha-pinene. So in case of norbornene, okay, this is in because there is a double bond over here. So norbornene, the bridgehead carbon is chiral carbon. Okay, this bridgehead carbon have 4 different groups. So the bridge carbons or bridge hydrogens will behave differently. They are diastereotopic protons. Also the protons which are or CH2 which is near to the chiral center also behave differently. So we have 4 different type of hydrogen. Although there is a plane passing through this bridge carbon, we need to consider only one part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the last one is 6. So this type of norbornene system will show 6 signals in H1 NMR spectroscopy. So similarly with the dimethyl norbornene, we have replaced this hydrogen with the methyl groups. So in H1 NMR spectroscopy they will behave differently and show different chemical shift. So how many signals for dimethyl norbornene? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we have 6 different signal for dimethyl norbornene also. Understood? Now let's consider the camphor and alpha-pinene system. We have this camphor. So let's count the number of signals in camphor. So you can see there is a chiral center over here and chiral center over here. So this CH2 and this CH2, they are diastereotopic, they bearing diastereotopic protons. So let's count the protons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, these 2-methyl also behave differently because they are near chiral center. Understood? So camphor will show 10 different signals in H1 NMR spectroscopy. Similarly with alpha-pinene, we have chiral center over here and chiral center over here. So this CH2 and this CH2 will show different signals in or these protons on this CH2 will show different, and this protons on this CH2 will show different signal, whereas these two dimethyl groups show different chemical shift in NMR spectroscopy because they are diastereotopic groups. Let's count the protons for alpha pinene. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, we have 10 different signals for alpha pinene. Understood? This type of examples are many times they are asked in SET and NEET examination. So I hope you have understood the topic. Now let's consider let's see some problems from NEET and SET examination. So this similar example, this is alpha pinene, is asked in last year's SET examination, that is June 2019. We already discussed this problem just now. So we have 10 signals in alpha pinene structure. Understood? Now let's see in the next problem. In this case, already we discussed, these two will show different signal, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So H1 NMR will show 5 signal. This is very easy. The option is option number B. So can you calculate the protons from this molecule? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This also have 5 protons in H1 NMR spectroscopy. Now you can count the C13 signal also, because we have 5 in both the options. So B will or D may be the correct option. So let's count the carbon also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We have 6 different carbon signals in this molecule. So option number B is the correct option for this problem. Understood? So this all for the calculating the number of signals in H1 NMR spectroscopy. So guys, I am referring these two books, very important for spectroscopy. First one is Introduction to Spectroscopy by Pavia, and another one is Spectrometric Identification of Organic Compounds by Silverstein. Understood?